Whether you're training for skill or sport, prehab or rehab, pistol squats are an amazing choice to add to your routine. Get ready to even out your instabilities between your right and left leg, maximize your hip and ankle mobility, and say goodbye to knee pain for good. Most people start by just trying to dive right into things using the suspension trainer or just shaking profusely. But to lay a solid foundation, we need to take a step back and consider a few things. Number one, the suspension trainer pretty much eliminates the main thing that we're trying to work on with a pistol squat, leading to little to no progress, which is stability. Number two is that we really want to regress the exercise to its most simplest form so that we can actually isolate the mechanics of it piece by piece and then begin to build on that. This is the framework. Level one is touchdown squats, but on a very, very small platform. The goal here is to hinge forward, slightly letting the other leg trail behind the squatting leg. From here, you should feel your glutes on fire. If this is still too difficult, you can hold something beside you just to get the hang of it. But a lot of people I see try to build up the platform too quickly. The key is you do need to maintain that hinge. It's essential to progress, to be able to actually put the mechanics of the movement together. Next, you want to bring your ankle up into dorsiflexion. Then bracing your core as you breathe in, shift your focus to the squatting leg as you squat down, tracking the knee over the toe. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up. Should we be using shoes or squatting barefoot? Really, that comes down to personal preference. But if you are squatting with shoes, make sure that your toe box is first of all wide enough to compensate so that you can actually spread your toes. And you should be using either a squatting shoe or something with a flat sole, because a lot of times people use running shoes, but running shoes when you're squatting oftentimes feels like you're squatting on a bag of marbles, and especially when we're isolating to a unilateral exercise, it's even harder. So it's key that we have either flat soles or barefoot. Personally, I prefer squatting barefoot. It allows us to spread our toes more and evenly disperse our weight across what I refer to as the tripod. Now, back to the touchdown squat. These will honestly be your bread and butter for you to actually build up and then refine it into a pistol squat. What I mean by this is that eventually you want to build up this platform until you've reached max depth. Once you've reached max depth, this is the fun part that really ties everything together, because now what happens is we can actually begin sweeping our leg more and more and more into the movement until we've unlocked the pistol squat. That's not all though. There are a few other things that we need to train in addition to this to get the best bang for our buck and to bridge the gap between that and a full pistol squat. Personally, my favorite ways to do this are negatives. First, starting off with a box just for support. Then you can ditch the box and do them solo. Another way to bridge the gap is with resistance bands, grabbing your toe or adding weight. Eventually, we can grab a light counterweight. What this does is basically our center of mass is right here. So when we have this counterweight, it helps stabilize it. Try and aim for anything between 10 and 20 pounds. Other ways that we can stabilize our pistol squat is providing you have the flexibility, grabbing the toe. This helps significantly with stabilizing, and if you can't quite reach or don't have the hamstring flexibility, get yourself a light band and put tension on that toe. Honestly, if you're new to pistol squats, you are going to want to start off with a foundation of just squatting in general and learning proper breathing and bracing. So the analogy that I give is always the pop can under pressure. You can stack a lot of weight on top of that pop can when it's under pressure, and that's the same idea with when we squat. We want to be under pressure. So when you open that can, when you let your breath out as you're going down, that's when we're going to collapse. So really important to learn proper bracing. If you take your thumbs here, you insert them just above your hip bone, relax, proper brace should drive your thumbs outwards. So think about that anytime you're in the eccentric, the lowering phase of a squat, especially when we get to touchdown squats, pistol squats. It's so much more important because we have that much more demands for stability. Now, once you've gotten very comfortable with your pistol squats, you can start to progressively overload them with added weight. Now, it's going to work very differently if we use a weighted vest as opposed to holding a plate out in front of us like a counterbalance. As we progressively overload, we are going to be limited by the amount that we can actually hold in front of us. It is going to still work the same way in building that control in that bottom range of motion where we need it most. But the weighted vest is probably the best bang for your buck because it's in line with their center of mass, so it demands that much more control because it's not acting as a counterbalance. Now it's actually acting against us as more resistance. One last thing, not everybody struggles with pistol squats for the same reason. For some it's ankle mobility, for some it's your knee stability, it's hip control, it could be your strength, could be how your body's built, right? Whether you're a hockey player, a goalie, whether you're just training for skills, longevity. The reality is you're all solving different problems, even if the exercises look the same. And honestly, that's where cookie cutter programs stop working. Real progress comes from understanding your limitations and learning how to work around them through the right regressions, targeted mobility, and strength work that actually fits your body and your goals. At the end of the day, like when I make these videos, my goal is your goal. I want to help as many of you guys as possible. It is hard sometimes because I can't always tailor it to a specific individual. Some people are training purely for strength, some purely for aesthetics, some are hockey players. They want more plyometric exercises, they want more stability exercises. It's really dependent on the individual. We all have different bodies, we all have different goals. So with that all being said, if you guys do want like a tailored program with demo videos for every single exercise to take the guesswork out of all of this, book a call below to see if it's a fit for you. And if you guys think you're ready for the next level, check out this video next. Later, guys.